Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. You are watching my YouTube channel 786 English Point, and I am Muhammad Shafiq. Gulliver's Travels is a book named by Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift was an English writer, prose writer, very famous prose writer, and his book name is Gulliver's Travels. In this book of Gulliver's Travels, we have a story. And in that story, we have 4 parts. Number 1 part is about the travel of our hero of this story, Gulliver's Travels. Name of the hero is Gulliver, as it is very clear from the title, Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver's different travels. There are 4 travels of Gulliver's in this book. Number 1 travel, or part 1 travel, is Gulliver's travel to the island of Lilliputians. Lilliputians travel. So without wasting a time, let's start. This video is about the first part, and gradually, by and by, the other 3 parts of this book story will be shared with you with the passage of time. In this video, we have a first part. Gulliver is by profession a surgeon, and he lives in England. And he is not satisfied with this profession of surgeon, so he has an eagerness. He is very much fond of sea traveling or sea voyaging. So by a good stroke of luck, he gets a job in a ship on the oceans, and one day he was traveling with them on the oceans, and a heavy storm hit the ship of Gulliver's. All the passengers disappeared or perhaps died in the oceans, but Gulliver's, by swimming, a long swimming, reaches at the coast of the oceans, and as he reaches there, he feels he is very much tired, so he sleeps over there at the coast. When he wakes up, he feels that the different ropes that he is tied in different ropes, and a very small size creature named Pygmy. Pygmy creature means very small size creature. So in 1,000 small pygmies or small creature, micro creature, was throwing an arrows on Gulliver's, trying to injure him. The surprising element here is the Pygmy's small creature was of a 6 inches size, and Gulliver was of a 60 feet high person, human beings. So this difference was like a difference of a stone and a mountain. So Gulliver was very much surprised to see such a very small and micro size creature like Pygmies. So Pygmies carries Gulliver's in their island in a tight situation, and when they reaches there, Gulliver's very politely treats with the Pygmies. Gulliver was of a 60 feet high person, and the small creature was of just 6 inches. So they treat Gulliver's very politely. Gulliver in return treats with them very politely. Gulliver can easily harm them because he was in a very big in size, so he does not harm anyone. So Gulliver was released from the ropes which were tied around him. So he was given permissions to wander here and there in that island of Lilliputians. Gulliver gradually learns the language and about the customs and traditions of that Pygmies island. One day, Gulliver was invited in the palace of king of Pygmies. There, because of his huge size, people, the family of king also wishes to see such a big man of 60 feet high. So Gulliver noticed over there, many things he noticed over there, but some I would like to share with you. Number 1, he feels and notices that the prime minister of the king and the secretary of the kings have got their designations of prime ministership and of personal secretary by dancing, by showing tricks, by showing acrobatic tricks, funny tricks. What was the funny trick that prime minister and the secretary of the king, they were able to dance on a dancing rope. They were able to dance on the dancing rope. This was the qualification by the king for the post of prime ministership and the personal secretary. So it was very funny, ridiculous. It was really very strange for the Gullivers. So Gulliver was in full freedom to wander here and there. And what happened next, that he notices that in the island of Pygmies, the people have a very different kind of conflicts with each others. And those two groups having a conflict with them famous by the name of Big Indians and Little Indians. So Big Indians and Little Indians have a conflict, right? What was the conflict? This is what Gulliver is learning about them. So conflict between them, that the egg should be broken from the small size of the egg, from the end of the small size, or the egg should be broken from the bigger size of the egg size. So this was a conflict, a very petty conflict between them. These were two parties, Big Indians and Little Indians. Gulliver also notices that some people at the island of Pygmies used to wear high heels and low heels. Low heels people dislike high heels people. High heels people dislike low heels people. It was also very embarrassing and awesome for Gullivers. So in the next situation, Gulliver is gradually, as the time was going on, Gulliver also notices several other things, in which he notices that the king of Pygmy was in danger, that his neighboring island named Blefuscu was a neighboring island of Lilliputians. So Lilliputians king has a wish to occupy the Blefuscu island. So when Gulliver listens it, he goes and brings the warhead ship of Blefuscu island and gives it to the king of the Lilliputians. Lilliputian kings feels very happy that such a great task he has done for us. So in this situation, the king of the Lilliputian gives full freedom to Gullivers to visit everything that he wishes. So in this situation, what happened next, that in the palace of the queen of Lilliputian, there starts a war, there starts a fire, and by chance, and Gullivers with his urine extinguish that fire. This was disliked by the queen at the end and king also. So this is the journey and travel of Gulliver that is going on. In this situation, the next situation comes that Gulliver feels that the prime minister of Lilliputian's island is not in favor of Gulliver's, because Gulliver has done a great task to the Lilliputian's king, that he brought the warhead or warship of Blefuscu. So he starts disliking Gullivers, the prime minister of Lilliputians. So he tries to make a different plots. He started to think about the different tricks to defeat the Gulliver in the eyes of the king of Lilliputians. So an objection is raised by the prime minister of the king Lilliputians, that Gulliver has a secret relationships with the wife of prime ministers. This allegation and objection was put up before the king by the prime ministers. And secondly, prime minister of the king also informs to the king that Gulliver has some secret meetings with the Blefuscuan islands people. So this was shocking for the king. So what happened next? Gulliver comes to know by his secret information of the court of the king that the prime minister is going to put an allegation list against Gulliver in front of the king, and prime minister is wishing a very serious punishment from the side of the king for Gulliver. So Gulliver's when comes to know about this secret fact that what was in the heart of the prime minister, so he leaves that island and goes to the island of Blefusco Island. So there he spends some times, and after some time he feels that he should move towards his home back. So while traveling on the oceans, he gets a big ship of the oceans, sit in it, and comes back home and start living with his family, wife and kids. This is the very first part of this book, Gulliver's Travels. The first story, the first part, Gulliver's travel towards Lilliputian Islands. So there are some important things which we will discuss when we will discuss the questions of this book, Gulliver's Travels. I hope you understand what I have shared with you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.